But that would have been helpful before. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Onward and Upward, which was a nonprofit founded by Anna Maria Bliven 4 years ago. And it helps help with employment, but also more with the homeless population and veterans. And I am Emily, one of the co-hosts, along with Kurt Roskoff, and we are joined today by Ms. Denise Vargas from New York. Over to you, Kurt, or who are you? And you explain about Onward and Upward and other stuff, please.
Other stuff. Okay, so I've got another meeting coming up in about 40 minutes, so I should be done by then with my other stuff. So this is a great to have this platform to be able to be able to review things and share everything in front of me. And so yeah, I am Kurt Roskoff, aka Special K, and enamored and recognized by some as Zeke. And so who am I? I mean, there's a whole discussion right there, but I am an ambassador with the Disability Channel, showcasing abilities. And so a tremendous effort that was founded by Jay Stoyan about 8 or 9 years ago. And he's got half a dozen years of success with the Ontarian government, doing a program called Digital Ventures. So we are working hard to bring that program to the USA, and I personally am trying to plant some seeds to do other international work, because I believe the Disability Channel platform should be in every nation around the world. So that's my own personal crusade there, folks. And so we'll report back in the next few years to give you the next exciting episode of what's new with TDC International. So I can report that I just had a fabulous phone call with somebody we were introduced to through nonprofit efforts. Her name is Rose Onama out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so a friend of ours, Marty Hagedorn, who I met through time banking, introduced us to Rose. And so Rose is a disability advocate and a nonprofit director at Wheelchair Warriors and Daughters of Africa, Inc. She at one point was from Kansas, but with her time here in the Milwaukee market, a friend of ours, Dr. Barbara Lee, who is director emeritus with the Milwaukee Public Theater, made all these connections possible, and it all spawned through 8825. So that was started in 2014, starting then, so that we had plenty of event planning time. And that's where I got inspired to start Ability Fest, because of all the fest culture out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the disability community taught me it's all about celebrating abilities. And celebrating abilities can kind of help people get away from so much focus on a disability. But I was speaking to Rose Onama about our radio show that Marty inspired. Marty does Youth Rising Up also on Wednesday evenings, I believe. I think it's following our show. I think he does it every other week. And but he has been doing that program for over 5 years. And when he got settled into doing his program, Youth Rising Up, he thought of me and said, "Hey, Kurt, with what I'm doing with Youth Rising Up, advocating for inner city youth, would you want to do that for disability advocacy. And I said, I sure do. And I said, with your question, I think of my friend Captain Adam. So we got with Captain Adam and we started the show, and my Sure-Tell relative Jory Pajinski came as a guest, and then we had Dawn Green came as a guest, and then we had Mickey Frank came as a guest, all in a handful of weeks. And before you knew it, they all joined the co-host team. And so we had Jory, Adam, Mickey, and Dawn, the co-host team for Ability MK Now, and I just kind of inserted when I needed to with the show, and otherwise helped on the pre and post production, and even during the show, and helped with some of the social media, getting it out on Facebook Live and so forth. So Rose Onama is going to be exercising a newfound skill that Emily Gulmer has now, because we're teaching Emily Gulmer how to dial in on Zoom and do so on a telephone number, and then we invoke the three-way calling. And so on Wednesday night, Emily's going to be calling Rose Onama sometime between 7 and 7:20. And when Rose Onama answers the phone, Emily's going to have her ready for live radio with riverwestradio.com. Back to you, Emily.
Well, thank you, Gert. I just wanted to say I knew how to do that, but it wasn't.
But interesting
it
fact.
Didn't dawn on me until right a little bit into whatever.
So interesting fact, we started this show production late because I was finishing that conversation with Rose Onama that Emily was trying to connect, and so I chatted it up while I was speaking with Rose.
Karen, now you tell us that you were talking to her.
Hey,
wonder you didn't answer my phone call.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she told me that a call was coming in, and she said, "Hey, wait, let me answer it." And then she must have looked at the number, because all I heard was a little "oh," and then she just kept talking to me. So I
told me that you were. Even though I kind of figured you might have been talking to her, but you had told me that you were. That you actually were, but.
Well, I mean, if I
actually tried calling her.
If I would have waited, we would have missed our opportunity, because when I hung up, she needed to get going for her other activities. So, woohoo, yours truly. I'll put on the cape, special cape.
Well, she knows your phone number more than mine.
There we go. Special K here to save the day. We got the business with Rose Onama is sailing along. We're ready for Wednesday the 12th, really. January 12th will be the Ability MK Now featuring Rose Onama with Wheelchair Warriors and the Daughters of Africa Inc. So that's a show very worthwhile.
I think she knows you more than she knows me, so it's probably.
Well, she was kind of getting a reminder. I had met her at Washington Park Senior Center, but she didn't recall that on her own. I had to talk to her about our time at that day, and plus she did storytelling at multiple Milwaukee senior centers, so she needed a little help on which one. But when I told her Washington Park, she was like, "Oh yeah, now I remember."
Yeah, so that's why she probably answered your phone call and not mine.
Well, it's probably that I have a 262 area code phone number, and that's southeastern Wisconsin. When she saw 715, she probably thought, "Is that India, or is that is that South America? Where is 715 coming from?"
Yeah, dude, you need to change your H&P chat message, because it has the Onward and Upward phone number, dude, not my phone number. But anyway,
I don't know what chat you're talking about.
The thing that you put in the chat every week, dude, or every time.
You gave it to me.
I know. Well, yes, but it has the Onward and Upward phone number. So just to let you know.
Yeah, which is what you told me that you wanted me to give out. I'm just following instructions.
Yes, but in this case, it would have been helpful if it would have been the other one. But anyway,
that was for you to communicate to Onama, to let her know, like, I'm going to be calling you. This is the number you can expect.
Well, I left my phone number in the voicemail, and then I put it in the group chat. So she should have it.
And so make sure to mark down in your calendar between 7 and 7:20, a call to Rose, and she's got to know your number, and she's got to do the River West Radio guest agreement,
But if you
riverwestradio.com
could talk to her between now and, she talked to her between now and then, you can remind her that I gave her my phone number, or that it's in the
Yeah, I
chat.
told her you were going to handle communications, that you were going to get back to her and give her the guest agreement, and schedule Sue, Alana, and I to go over and visit with her and at Highway 100 off of Brown Deer Road there in Milwaukee. And so got a lot of work to do in the next week and a half, Emily Gomer. We got to make this happen with Rose Onama.
So will you please change my phone number, but we can talk about that later. But anyway, okay, we'll give Denise her 8 minutes or 7 minutes, whatever it is now, for 3 minutes. But since we're onward and up right here, and we are all about the homeless population and veterans, I'd like to bring up a few events coming up in the very near future. And Carrie, if you just help me with saying, adding anything or explaining anything. I wanted to, the first event is in 2 weeks. January 14th, 15th, and 16th, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Florida. So who do you know in Florida? And I'm going to share my screen here quick. There is the flyer for the event, Horses and Heroes Jamboree. And it's being hosted by the Veterans Ranch, which is one of our what's the word? One of our members of our veteran coalition, a recently or newly formed veteran coalition. And so it's June 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Nancy Slater Cowboy Camp in Lake Wales, Florida. Vet plus one is covered, and you can email pjjrranchcorp@gmail.com to register. You'd like to get a decent turnout to this event, so if you guys can either attend or know somebody that will, to please spread around this event and or attend, that'd be awesome. Do you have anything to say about this event?
Sure. We do have the Veterans Ranch does have a nice Facebook page, and so I know that there are posts about the event going on there, and might be a good reference even while the event is going on for all of us around the world that are not inclined or in a position to go to this Florida location. And then this is also a good way to help the cause, to go ahead and share it. And again, our thought is to put it out there to our networks about who do you know in Florida? Because if we put it that way, then it doesn't matter that we're not within a locale to make it feasible that we'd be showing up at the event in person, and we can all vicariously gather online on Zoom and whatever else and exchange about the Veterans Ranch, and we can provide any updates that we're getting in digital messages from the Veterans Ranch. So
Denise has
Denise
her hand raised.
Vargas, yeah, live creatively, redesign your life, make it happen. Denise, what are you getting all creative about at the moment?
Lots and lots of stuff for 2022. But actually, I wanted to ask for those of us here listening out on Facebook, and for those of us in particular who may not be able to attend live, is there another way that we can perhaps donate? Is there like a donation page or some other way that we can help support this awesome and such a dear when I think about what we're trying to do here, and I know that I just heard today that the number is actually higher than 22, we really want to stop that. So this is really near and dear to my heart, to many of us. So, and I wasn't actually even planning to be on this podcast today, but I think there's a reason for everything, right? So for all of you listening out there, again, I asked Emily and Kurt, is there another way that we can support this cause?
Kurt, I believe so. Kurt, he just wants us to reach out to him, right? Or does he have? I'm trying to remember if he has a. I think he has like a donation page on his website, or he did anyway. Kurt, do you have any other way or anything else in regards to that?
Well, you can go to doyougiveabuck.org. doyougiveabuck.org. Try that one on for size. And then if you do go to that URL, you give a buck, it will bring you to the Veterans Ranch donate page. So here you go. OJT on the job training for ours truly, Emily Gomer. Take it away, Emily.
So yeah, that's one way you can donate. Otherwise, I'm sure you can contact JR directly to donate as well. I could give you his contact information if you don't have it. And just kind of going along with this whole veteran theme. Kurt, would you like to say anything about 222? We're having a event on February 22nd to help combat veteran suicide. And Kurt, would you like to say anything about that, please?
Well, it's interesting that you pose that question because it's almost like enough said, but the bigger point is, what are we going to be doing on that marvelous Tuesday, February 22nd? So 2-22 to save22.com. It has a lot of the essentials there. It's showing the events that are going to be based from the Kalahari. You see this here. It's going to be at the Kalahari in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, and also online. So, but a lot of the details are set and ready for those that, again, are local enough. So this would be a little bit of who do you know in the Midwest? Who do you know is willing to travel to Wisconsin Dells? Who Do You Know in Wisconsin. You're seeing an employer table ticket available for those who want to help out with the job fair for veterans and warriors, 9 a.m. to noon. There's a smash party. Emily will tell you all about that. And a drone ball drop. There's a documentary film showing that's free of charge, 3 to 4:30. So a watch party. Come and see that. It's quite a gripping film, and really will get you rallied around what we're talking about here. And so basically that's resembling a decade's worth of work to drive the numbers down from 22. But we're talking today, it actually grew 150%, 33 veterans a day we lose to suicide. And there's a gala dinner benefit there at the Kalahari and a benefit concert. And so it's all going to be complete with full coverage by the Disability Channel, TDC, based out of Toronto, is going to be having coverage so that people around the world can catch what they're missing otherwise from the Kalahari. Take it away, Emily. Tell them all about the smash party and the drone ball drop.
Okay, the smash party is going to be led by a former classmate of Kurt's, who is in the Milwaukee area, and somebody who has their own business of a smash zone. And so a smash party is basically 15 minutes of smashing the smithereens out of something, followed by 15 minutes of a meditation session. And Kara, please help me with the wording of this. Some people use it for getting out like pent up anger, pent up other emotions. But some people, if they don't go that route, also can use it for entertainment. Am I saying that correctly, Kurt?
Yeah, we're talking about therapeutic application, making it a therapeutic activity, or like Emily said, for the fun of it with entertainment. So whether it's a bachelorette party, a birthday party, a fundraiser, all these types of things to do the activity just for the sake of doing it, then people might find it exhilarating and just kind of a worthwhile event because it gets your endorphins up. You get that endorphin surge and can just take you from wherever you're at and drive up happiness to a whole new level for you.
And then the drone ball drop is and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it usually is on a golf course. But I'm not exactly sure at the Kalahari it'll be on a golf course, but either way, it's putting balls in a drone and flying it over a target and then dropping the balls on the target, and whichever ball is either closest to the target or in the hole or target is the winner of grand prize or some is the winner of something. And yeah, the disability Channel had one a couple months ago. And so it's going to be a similar thing to that. Anything else about that, Kurt?
Yeah, there's a couple things. Interestingly
Okay.
enough, about 3 months ago, Jay Stoyan kind of leaned on Onward and Upward to get this thing going. And basically, our founder, Anna Maria Bliven, just took charge of it. We had talked to professional sports organizations and kind of went through a little gamut to have them, provide us a site. That didn't work out for our first one. We were kind of on crunch time here. We have just a little over 6 weeks to make this happen now at this point. And so now I bet you, Emily, are really excited to be a part of the next month or so to really make this the success we knew we wanted to do already a few months back. And and Denise, I'd spoken to you a little bit about with your career coaching and about this veteran community. Do you have any thoughts to share about your creativity around the employment ventures and the job pursuits by veterans, and kind of where you're coming at with that with Live Creatively Inc.? And are you thinking in terms of playing a role yourself for February 22nd?
I'd love to be able to speak to the vets and really help them see that there absolutely is great opportunity in civilian life to be able to think about a whole new career, something that maybe they've always dreamt about, but they had too much other noise telling them that they can't do something because of whatever reason. I really want to be able to help them know that they can do whatever they want to do. And they have been, keeping us safe in serving, and we owe them so much, and I want to be able to give back. So I would love to be able to offer my coaching services to help them dream big and really strategize with them to make those dreams come true.
That's awesome. Hey, Kurt.
You are correct. I will resound that. That is awesome. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. Just tell me what I can do, how I can help.
What else was I gonna? We are looking for co-hosts for the Happy Neighborhood Project. But if anybody is interested, can go to the Happy Neighborhood Project.com/co-host and fill out the form, or get a hold of either me, Kurt, or Denise about that. Denise, as far as Anna Maria, I probably should wait to say this, but oh yeah, Kurt's showing the form on the screen. Go fill out. But Kurt, you heard what Anna Maria said, right? Here, help me with this. Actually, you didn't. She said, I talked to her a couple days ago, and she said no about being a captain. So it sounded like the captain thing is out of the picture for Anna Maria, at least for right now. And um, so I was going to say about that. You're just leaving us.
She's still staying on as co-host.
What was that? See, how is she? I don't know how to put it in the right. I think yes and no. I'm not really sure how to answer the question because well, I probably should maybe say more on that. Kurt, do you want to say anything about it? I don't want to bring up a conversation in a podcast like this, but just since we were talking about H&P, I don't know. I mean, I think should maybe like to be coast, but her thing is like stuff has always come up at like the last like second, even when she's like waiting in the waiting room to get let into the meeting, then something comes up that she has to go do.
Sure, that's all. No worries.
So
we love you, Anna Maria.
So it sort of sounded like she maybe they want me to sort of fill in for her if she's not there, or maybe sort of considering her not a co-host right now. But should have made some comment about it, but I guess we'll say I could ask her or learn about it. But Garrett, do you have any thoughts on that? Or how to
Well, as far as the last we talked about it, I thought you were confirming for me that she actually did not say anything about not being a co-host. She just kind of explained what's been happening to her. So that's news to me if she actually said maybe not.
I don't know if it was a sure thing, but I thought she said something about maybe sort of not considering her co-host. But I don't know. Maybe I have to answer for sure about that. But it's just I'll fill in for her if she isn't for some reason not able to be in the next couple meetings here.
Thank you.
I know we have Patricia and Molly, so it's not like we're totally desperate, but anyway, I'll still help out whatever I can do. But anyway, we are still looking for a co-host. So anybody who is interested. Do you have anything you want to bring up? Talk about today? Or before you leave shortly here?
Well, we can always, provide the references to our other podcasts here with the World of Ability Podcast Network. We do have our New Year's Day performance produced 2:00 Central, 3:00 Eastern with the World of Ability Podcasts. That'll just be remarkable tomorrow. We are in New Year's Eve party mode right now as this is being produced with the Transform You Media Network by our podcast mogul Marcus Hart. All of the shows are providing for the remainder of today and through the weekend, New Year's Eve and Happy New Year's messages and greetings for bringing in 2022. And so I know I produced a message. I know, Emily, you said you weren't sure if you were producing one, or I really didn't know. So that's why I took care of Marcus and let you do what you're doing or not with that. But I did mention you, Denise, on this message. So if you or anybody out there wants the video recording, Emily can provide that. It's out there for the public eye. So anybody can have it that wants it. Message by yours truly, me, myself, and I, Zeke Special K, Kurt Roskoff, whichever alter ego of mine you prefer. It all came through within that 10-minute blitz. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff. And what?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing. I thought about it, but yours kind of took care of. So it's part of what I would have said anyway.
As I talk to you and I use the expression CYA, I covered your assets is kind of what happened there. So that's okay, Emily. You can just make it a New Year's resolution.
Part of what you said is we're kind of doing the same thing. So
yeah, but you had me
all with the same
podcast,
like same podcasts and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but you had me all hyped up that we were going to be the dynamic duo and having a message from the pair of podcasters and two peas in a podcast and all that kind of stuff. It was going to be really something special, but I guess we have the mistress of mystery here, the temptress of teasing here, and so I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a takeaway, that.
Karen, I am having my issues. You know that. I'm still working through my issues.
The interesting thing when you say you have issues, if you look at the word issues, it is Sue's. ISSSUES. Sue's. Just like given the observation, give that technical commentation for everybody's benefit.
Well, thank you, Kurt. Just what we needed. But we did start a new podcast, or a couple new podcasts in the last month. One just started a few days ago, veterans podcast. It's going to be hosted by another one of our very own veteran coalition members from Veterans One Stop Shop, or VWAS, that Kurt and I are helping on. And the Community Pay It Forward program out in Colorado is starting a podcast next Wednesday that we're helping with. So Kurt, you and I just got a little bit busier with our adding of a few new podcasts, right? Or sort of being involved a little bit in a few new podcasts.
So what are you saying? Sort of being involved because I do podcasts?
Sort of getting a little bit busier with being involved in a few more podcasts.
Well, it's exciting,
Yeah, it's exciting too. And giving us more stuff to do and exciting at the same time.
Yeah, Denise here does Creative Conversations. Denise, you want to give a little reference to your podcast before you gotta head on out? I know you're at the end of your time. So Denise, what do you have as final thoughts?
Yeah, Creative Conversations. Thank you for letting me share. So Creative Conversations came about because I love creativity, and I love when we are able to just sit and chat about what gets us moving and what inspires us, what motivates us, and what we want our legacy to be in life, right? It's just all about creating the life that you want. So Creative Conversations, if you want to be on, just let me know. Email me at denise@livecreativelyinc.com, and I'd love to have you on the show. So yeah, let's make 2022 awesome.
Yeah, if anybody, for whoever is interested in either being a guest on one of the shows or being involved somehow, to please reach us to Ian Kurt, and we will get you where you need to be. And
Can I just say, Emily, that you have been phenomenal. You know, since I've met you, you have done such amazing things, and you come in and you help out in so many different aspects. And, you know, we just always know that we can count on you. So I just want to say thank you for making 2021 unbelievable, fun, successful, and looking forward to making more beautiful things happen with you in 2022. You're amazing, my beautiful friend.
well, thank you, Denise. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more in 2022 too. And so onward and upward, people. If anybody is interested in either and Denise, if you have to have another appointment and have to go, you know, feel free. Don't want to keep you here if you need to go.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and Happy New Year and many blessings in 2022. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
thank you, Denise.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So as I was saying, let me bring up the Onward and Upward website, but as I was saying, if anybody is interested in donating to our organization or volunteering or sponsoring, anybody that's interested in donating, sponsoring, volunteering, if you or yourself, either you yourself or you know somebody who would benefit from any of our services, to please reach out to us, and do whatever we can to help you. So here's the Onward and Upward website. And so we're hoping with helping people get back on their feet and finding employment and housing, which is the housing thing is temporary hold for the time being, till further notice, but yeah, so if anybody, here's one place you can donate to the GoFundMe. interested. And then Onward is the fiscal agent of the Disability Channel, which is up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And so they're all about media, and we have stuff on them. And then we also work with let's be on another page. We are also working with RNet, which is hosted by somebody over in Armenia. And about like cybersecurity and website building and so on. And so the Disability Channel has their job ready training program with the media industry. And this is Jay Stoyan, the founder of the Disability Channel. And there is a program out there going the digital ventures program, and we're learning about things in the media industry, so we're giving people experience to get a position in the media industry. And they're different ones. Here's kind of what they learn about in each of the separate sections. And then here's what I was talking about with the organization RNet from Armenia. And doing computer coding types of things. And we also have reserve they have a location in Wisconsin Dells, and as part of our helping with finding positions, we have a guaranteed employment program where we have collaborated with a few different companies to have guaranteed employment. So you just mentioned that Onward, that you were referred by Onward and Upward, and you should be able to get moved to the front of the line. in the process. And then we also have a Learn by 1, 2, 3 program, which is helping those with finding position, and then also getting their own place to live. To not go back to being homeless and without a job. So they're going for the 6 months, the 6-month program. And with monthly classes and get some mentoring and coaching. And there is the Community Online Work Center, which is where someone would come in and we would help them find a position, like let's say like an online position. And then they would be coming to the job center and work for their online employer. And then at the end of the program, they would be able to take the computer that we have provided, or the computer that they've been using, to work for the online employer at the job center. We'd have them to take the home with them and work for their online employer from home. And onward and upward. So here's things we have for instruction, guidance, supervision, mentoring, assistance with resume and cover letter. We've helped quite a few people now. And so they'll get it's kind of catered to the job search to what you are interested in getting and interested in working, doing and for work. But we've helped people get customer service, and registration, data entry, scheduling, sales, transcribing, interpretation, video game testing, among others. And so this is we've 93% of our clients have gotten an interview. 87% of that get hired, and then 85% of that of those clients are still in the same position that we helped them get a year later. are still in that position a year later. And as kind of a side, it wasn't one of our goals, but it happened out of ended up coming out of helping them as being reunited with a few of the people with back with their families. And which is awesome. And our number was started in 2017. And Prosperity Pathways is our for-profit. And then we have a TV show, Veterans Onward to Prosperity TV show. And that does live recordings every Wednesday at 12 noon p.m. Central Time. And there's the past videos here of people we've interviewed. And so anybody who's interested in being on involved with this TV show, please let us know. And so tackling issues transitioning from military to civilian life. And each month is a different theme. So you can see here. So the month of December here was Mission Pay It Forward Possible. And I believe next month here, starting in January, I believe it may be Mission Resilience Possible. I believe that's what it is. I have to find out for sure, but so each month has a theme and different topics for each week. And Anne Maria's the host of this show. And I think that's about all I have. And then we have the veteran podcast that's every Tuesday evening, or yeah, doing them Tuesday mornings. So anybody who is interested in getting involved with anything we're doing, please let us know. So I think for about at our hour here. Hope everybody has a happy and safe New Year. Happy New Year's to everybody. Happy holidays. And I hope the best and for everyone in 2022. And as we say, let's move onward and upward. So until next time, onward and upward, everybody.